The world changed forever on July 16, 1945. On that day, the United States detonated the first atomic bomb in New Mexico. This test, codenamed Trinity, marked the beginning of the atomic age. Just weeks later, the U.S. used this devastating new weapon in World War II. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. The bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, caused widespread destruction and death. 3 days later, a second bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki had devastating effects. Thousands of people were killed instantly. Many more died later from radiation sickness and other long-term health problems. These events shocked the world. The use of atomic bombs introduced a new era of warfare. It also raised serious moral and ethical questions about the use of such powerful weapons. The end of World War II brought a new conflict, the Cold War. This rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union was a nuclear arms race. Both superpowers rapidly developed their nuclear arsenals. The United States no longer held a monopoly on nuclear weapons. In 1949, the Soviet Union tested its first atomic bomb. The United Kingdom followed suit in 1952, becoming the third nuclear-armed state. The 1950s and 1960s saw a dramatic increase in the number and power of nuclear weapons. The world watched in fear as the two superpowers tested increasingly destructive bombs. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. The U.S. discovered Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from Florida. The standoff ended peacefully after tense negotiations. However, it served as a stark reminder of the dangers of nuclear confrontation. The Cold War arms race had a ripple effect across the globe. Other nations sought to acquire nuclear weapons driven by security concerns and national prestige. France joined the nuclear club in 1960, followed by China in 1964. These events heightened international anxieties about the spread of nuclear weapons. Growing concerns about nuclear proliferation led to the negotiation of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, in 1968. The NPT aimed to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote nuclear disarmament. The NPT entered into force in 1970 and has since become a cornerstone of international security. It divides states into two categories: nuclear weapon states, NWS, and non-nuclear weapon states, NNWS. The treaty recognizes 5 NWS: the United States, Russia, formerly the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, France, and China. These states are allowed to possess nuclear weapons but are committed to pursuing disarmament. Section 4. The Treaty and the Tests, Seeking Control. Despite the NPT's efforts, some nations remained outside the treaty's framework. India, not an NPT signatory, conducted its first nuclear test in 1974. This test complicated the global nuclear landscape. It raised questions about the NPT's effectiveness. The 1980s and 1990s saw the creation of nuclear-free zones. These zones prohibit nuclear weapons in designated areas. These initiatives, along with the end of the Cold War, offered hope for disarmament. However, challenges remained, including ongoing nuclear testing. The Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, or CTBT, was negotiated in 1996 to ban all nuclear explosions. Section 5. The New Millennium. Nuclear Threats Persist. The 21st century brought new nuclear challenges. In 1998, India and Pakistan conducted nuclear tests, raising tensions. North Korea's nuclear ambitions emerged as a major concern. North Korea withdrew from the NPT in 2003. The country has since conducted nuclear and missile tests, defying international pressure. In 2002, President Bush labeled Iraq, Iran, and North Korea as an axis of evil. North Korea's continued tests have escalated tensions globally. Section 6. A World at a Crossroads, the Future of Nuclear Weapons. The world today faces a complex and evolving nuclear landscape. While the number of nuclear weapons has decreased since the Cold War, thousands still exist, posing a grave threat to humanity. The rise of new nuclear states, the potential for nuclear terrorism, and the lack of progress on disarmament all contribute to a precarious global security environment. Addressing the challenges of nuclear proliferation and working towards a world free of nuclear weapons remains a pressing imperative. International cooperation, dialogue, and diplomacy are crucial to reducing nuclear risks and ensuring that these devastating weapons are never used again. The future of humanity may depend on it.